Hello there YouTube, this is Mikey Lee Ray, aka Anonymouse, and welcome to the first episode of the Anonymouse Show. Now you might be wondering, why Mikey? Why Mr. Anonymouse? Why are you filming outside in a random park when you could be filming quite easily from the comfort of your room? Quite possibly with a camera on a stand, doing things easily, not having to push any buttons, not having to wonder about getting your shots just right, or, the lighting and all the rest of it. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, I guess I'm an outdoors person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the indoors as much as the next person. Sitting down in front of my 52-inch flat screen TV, playing video games, Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto, The Witcher 3, etc, etc. But sometimes it's just good to get away from it all and, get out in amongst it all in the great Australian outdoors. Now, I'm in Victoria, and there's a few things you should know about Australia. Number one, we have quite a lot of wildlife, interesting wildlife, kangaroos, wallabies, koalas, echidnas, etc. One thing some of you might not know is that Australia has approximately 800 species of birds. We have rather unique birds, such as the laughing kookaburra, and here in Victoria we have approximately 400 species of birds, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. And today we're going to see just what we can see. It's a bit quiet at the moment, so I thought I'd take a moment to tell you a bit about my channel. You'll have to forgive my if I get a bit confused at times, it's because this is entirely unscripted, but I figured if I don't have a script and I just talk off the top of my head, then at least it's a bit more, real and what have you. So you're probably asking yourself, Mikey, Mr. Anonymouse, what can I expect from your channel? What will you bring that will make your channel unique, as opposed to all the other YouTubers who sit in their rooms with their toys and talk about how much Star Wars sucks, or pop culture, or that sort of thing? Well, quite a lot, quite frankly. I'm hoping to talk about current events in this crazy old world of ours. The politics, the news, the culture, the entertainment, how it's all gone completely insane, let's be honest. It all started, well, some could argue that it started last year with the whole, that virus thing that we're not allowed to talk about where it came from, but, we know. But if you ask me, this world's been going crazy for quite some time. I'd say the last 20 years or so were just, a nightmare. Ever since the invention of the internet, social media and so forth, the world just seems, how can we put this, less and less real, to be honest. People lose sight of the outside world, what really matters, and people focus on idiotic things like who's got the most likes on their videos and who's got the most followers on their accounts, or people taking photos of their lunch like it matters. But what really does matter? Is it being famous for 15 minutes? Or is it something deeper? someone far more intelligent than I once said that a human's life is but a blink in the eye of an immortal's. So, if a person's life is a blink in the eye of an immortal's, then I guess you have to ask yourself, how much is 15 minutes of fame really worth? Is it something you'd sell your soul for? Well, a lot of us do. For me personally, I guess I'm looking for something a bit more ethereal, something a bit deeper, something beyond the veil of fame and success and fortune and vox populi, popular opinion. When you get right down to it, I mean, not meaning to be a downer or anything, but at some point we're all going to die. I'm not suicidal, by the way, but at some point we die, so life is finite. So what becomes important? Is it the toys we acquire? Is it fame, fortune, success, these trinkets? Or, and just bear with me for a second, is it something a bit deeper? Is it, instead of using the time we've got to enrich ourselves and empower ourselves, is it creating something that will live after us? Something that can only be described as a legacy. That I think is the purpose of life, in a nutshell. To make the world better for us having lived in it. To leave a better world behind for the next generation. Well, no birds as such. It's been a bit quiet today. But we'll soldier on regardless. So while it's a bit quiet, I thought I'd explain a bit about my personal background. I first came to Australia when I was quite young with my family. They had their own glass business in New Zealand, and we came here, settled down, built a home and what have you. And I've got to say, I enjoy life in Australia for the most part. There are things about the Australian people and well, let's be honest, it makes them easy to get along with. Australian people are very honest and upfront, easygoing, easy to talk to, easy to get to know. You can walk down the street and say good day to just about anyone. So yeah, I'd have to say I like Australians. I would like to travel more once this whole silly whatever virus situation gets contained and wrapped up, if it does at all. I know the media would like us to believe that it's going to go on forever, but well, I do have hope for the future that things will get back to normal. I don't believe that this idea of vaccines and wearing a mask everywhere you go and having to limit all your social interactions, how can I put this? I don't believe that that situation is the slightest bit tenable or sustainable. So here's hoping that whole house of cards collapses, and the sooner the better, quite frankly. no birds as yet, and I have to apologize that I don't exactly have the best voice. I'm neither Morgan Freeman nor David Attenborough. I suppose I could try putting on the posh British voice just for a while. No sign of the kookaburra as yet, or the elusive eastern rosella. But we soldier on, deeper into the Australian outback. What shall we see? Yeah. Anyway, that one's a work in progress. And yeah, I have to apologise for the shakiness of the footage. It's all a work in progress, the whole walking, talking, filming, thinking out loud thing. But we'll just stick with it and see how we go. A little bit more about myself. My professional background is that I'm a writer. I've published a few books. In 2006 I published my first book, Pandora's Market, which was a hypothetical look at stock markets, the economy, politics, religion and so forth. Here we go. Here we have a few pigeons. Now, what type are you? Oh, here we have some nice crested pigeons. Trying to find a meal in the dirt. They're nice birds. Hello, pigeons. Aw. Yeah. Very nice pigeons. And onwards we go. Nice pigeon. Cześć mój ptaszek. Cześć. They're a bit shy. Bye bye pigeons. Bye bye. And onwards. Well, the thing about filming in random parts is that you're never quite sure what you're going to see. Sometimes the park can be teeming with life. Kookaburras, magpies, crows, pied currawongs, aka butcherbirds, noisy miners, common miners, crimson rosellas, eastern rosellas, which are particularly beautiful and brightly coloured Australian wildlife, but very rare in some areas. If you see one or two during the course of a day, consider yourself lucky. Today, however, well, we haven't seen a lot. But at least on the plus side, we had this opportunity to get to know each other a little bit. So a bit more about the show. I'm hoping that in the future I'll get to introduce a few new segments. I'm a voracious reader. I love to read all kinds of books. So I'm hoping that I will get the chance to review a few books with you. Also, possibly do some Q&A sessions in which you, the viewer, can ask questions and I'll answer them. And sorry, and other ideas as they come to mind. That noise you hear is the noisy miner, which aptly named. As we're walking, that's probably the most common sound you'll hear, noisy miners. No kookaburras as yet, and it even seems as if the magpies are hiding today, but it happens. We're almost coming to the end of our walk. I hope you've enjoyed this look at my world, and if you've liked this video, I have a few short videos on YouTube showing some Australian wildlife and birds. Crimson rosellas, sulphur-crested cockatoos, and even some birds singing, for example magpies. So go ahead and check them out. And as for the other stuff, if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new, share it around with those you know, and I hope to see you all again soon. And that's about it. Anonymouse out. Bye bye.